Good morning to everyone. In the yesterday class, we learned about the solvation energy or hydration energy. You know about that the solvation means the solid particles that should be dissolved in water or any other solvent, that ions will be solvated when the energy is released. That should be energy is called it as a solvation energy. It means when a gaseous cation and a gaseous anion interacts with the solvent or water, they form solvated cation. It means the solvent particles that should be surrounded around the cation and a anion, that is called it as a solvated cation and solvated anion. In this way the energy is released. That energy is called it as a solvation energy. The solvation energy is directly proportional to the charge and inversely proportional to the size. All of you know about that. Okay. Then there is some role of lattice energy and hydration energy in the solubility of ionic solid. Step 1 is breaking of the crystal lattice. It means there is some ionic solid. Here we are taking a general example, that is AX. Here A is a cation and X is a anion. Got it? And in that crystal lattice that should be breaked into cations and anions. For that we need a energy. It absorbs a energy. That energy is called it as a lattice energy. This solid particles that should be absorb the some energy, and it gives a gaseous cation and gaseous anion. This will be, the energy will be absorbed. That energy is called it as a endothermic reaction. That reaction is called it as a endothermic reaction. Next, step 2. Step 2 will be isolated gaseous ions gets hydrated. It means the isolated cation, gaseous cation and gaseous anion that should be hydrated. It means these cations and anions are hydrated. Hydrated means that should be the water molecules are surrounded around the cation and anion. Here when the gaseous ions gets hydrated, some energy is released. That energy is called it as a hydration. Enthalpy of hydration or hydration energy. Here the energy is released. That reaction is called it as a exothermic reaction. Here you have to see that the ionic solid that should be dissolved in some solvent, that is a enthalpy of solution. It gives a cation and anion. That cation and anion are hydrated. Got the point? Hydrated means water molecules are present or surrounded around the cation and the anion. Here when some energy is absorbed, that energy is called it as a lattice energy. It gives a gaseous cation and anion. This gaseous and cation and anion are hydrated. It means the water molecules are surrounded around the ions. That should be called it as a hydration energy. It means that energy is released. We get a hydrated cation and anion. Got the point? Here enthalpy of solution that should be equal to sum of the lattice energy and hydration energy. Okay. And next we move on to the Born-Lande equation. There is a equation to calculate the lattice energy of the crystal or ionic solid. E is equal to NaMZ plus Z minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon R naught. Na means Avogadro number, M means Madelung constant. We have to know the geometry of the crystal lattice. Z plus and Z minus are the charges on cation and anion. E is the charge on electron. epsilon naught is the permittivity, r naught is the closest distance, n is the Born exponent. Okay, here we are taking one example. Yesterday I explained you. Calculate the lattice energy of NaCl crystal using Born-Lande equation from the following data. Z plus is equal to Z minus is equal to 1 because Na carries plus 1 charge, Cl carries minus 1 charge, so it is 1. E is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. M is equal to 1.7476. Avogadro number Na. R naught is equal to 2.76 Armstrong. N is equal to 8. 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 1.12 into 10 to the power of minus 10 C square. Got it? Here R naught. R naught is 2.76 Armstrong. Armstrong, we have to convert a Armstrong to meter. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Got it? 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Here you have to substitute those values, and here we are multiplying these values. For example, see here 27.0314. Here we have to multiply, we have to add the powers also. Here there is a 10 to the power of 23 into 19 twos are 10 to the power of minus 38 divided by 3.06912 into 10 to the power of minus 20. 8 minus 1 divided by 8. Okay, we are getting 27.0314 minus 38 plus 23. It gives a 10 to the power of what? 10 to the power of minus 15 divided by 3.06912 into 10 to the power of minus 20. 8 minus 1 divided by 8. We have to take a LCM here, no? So that's why. Then it is 8.8016 into here. We are taking a 10 to the power of 20 to the numerator. 10 to the power of minus 15 into 10 to the power of 20 into 0.875. Here 8.8016 into 10 to the power of 5 into 0.875 is equal to 7.7014 into 10 to the power of 5 joule per mole. You can also to stop this, then you have to continue. Here there is a 10 to the power of 5. We are moving at 2 points to right side. When we are moving at 2 points to the right side, we have to minus those points. 770.14 into 10 to the power of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2. How many points we are taking? Moving only 2 points, that is joule per mole, is equal to 770.14 into 5 minus 2, 10 to the power of 3 joule per mole. The 10 to the power of 3 is also called it as a kilo, so that's why we are carrying out kilojoule per mole. I think you are get it. Yesterday you have some confusion about this, so that's why today I am also explain you. I think all of you got the point. Okay, next we move on to the today's topic is Born-Haber cycle. This is very important. They are always asked in your exam how to calculate the lattice energy of NaCl crystal using Born-Haber cycle. Here in Born-Haber cycle we have to know about the or determine about the lattice energy. Know about or determine about determine of lattice energy of crystal. The main usage of Bohr-Neighbor cycle to determine the lattice energy of the crystal. Okay. Example, how to calculate a lattice energy using a Bohr-Neighbor cycle. Here they are giving already a one example, that is NaCl. This should be asked in your exams. This is very important. That is how to calculate a calculation of lattice energy of NaCl by using Bohr-Neighbor cycle. Okay, how to calculate? It means calculation of lattice energy of NaCl by using Bohr-Neighbor cycle. Okay, then we know about the how to calculate a lattice energy of NaCl by using Bohr-Neighbor cycle. In that, there is a first one main thing is amount of heat released when 1 mole of sodium and 1 mole of chlorine, that should be in elemental state. I am telling you that should be in elemental state. It means it doesn't have in ionic state. That should be in elemental state. In that, the 1 mole of sodium, here sodium is in solid state and it is in monoatomic, and plus 1 mole of chlorine, it is in gaseous state. Chlorine, it is a diatomic molecule. It is a monoatomic. Sodium is a monoatomic. Chlorine is a diatomic molecule, and it forms a NaCl. It forms a NaCl. It means there is some amount of energy is released. That energy, it is a enthalpy of formation. When 1 mole of sodium and 1 mole of chlorine gas, that should be combined to give a NaCl, some amount of energy is released. That energy is called it as a enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. Okay, here what 1 mole of sodium and 1 mole of chlorine, that should be form a NaCl, that it gives a amount of energy is released. That energy is called as a enthalpy of formation. Okay, this single step that should be carried out by different various steps. It means this single step that should be carried out by different various steps. In your organic chemistry, you have know about that there is a mechanism for some reactions. For that mechanism, first we have to write a main reaction, and in that the main reaction have a several step of reaction. Got it? Okay, here also the various steps involved in the formation of NaCl in the crystalline state. Okay, first step 1 is conversion of sodium metal to the gaseous atom. Conversion of sodium metal to the gaseous atom. It means I already told that sodium in the elemental state, that is exist in solid state, sodium that should be converted to gaseous atoms, Nag. Here solid to gaseous, sodium is converted to solid to gaseous atom. Here I am writing S. This S is called sublimation. Sublimation. Sublimation means the conversion of solid state into the gaseous state without entering to the liquid state. Some amount of energy is absorbed. Got it? When solid state is directly converted to the gaseous state, in that without entering to the liquid state, here there is no enter to the liquid state, solid is directly converted into gaseous state. For that some energy is required, so that's why some energy is absorbed. So I am writing in the reactant side. You have to know about that. Absorption, that should be written in the reactant side. Released, that should be written in the what? Product side. This energy is called sublimation energy. Got the point? Sublimation means the solid state is directly converted to the gaseous state without entering to the liquid state, with some amount of energy is required. Got it? That is called it as a sublimation energy. Okay, next we move on to the step 2. Step 2. Okay, dissociation of gaseous ion. Dissociation of gaseous chlorine molecule. Sorry, ion is not chlorine molecule. Molecules into gaseous chlorine atom. Gaseous chlorine atom. Here also we have to converting gaseous chlorine molecule into gaseous chlorine atom. You have to differentiate in that. There will be difference in molecule and atom. Atom means it should be in only single. Okay, molecule means it contains 2 or more. Got it? Mainly contains 2 atoms. That should be called it as a molecule. Here I am giving example. Hydrogen, when we write H only, this is hydrogen atom. When we write H2, hydrogen molecule. Okay, here also chlorine is a atom. Single chlorine is atom. Chlorine is Cl2 is molecule. Okay, got the point? Here I am telling is dissociation of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous chlorine atom. Here the steps involves the dissociation. Dissociation means it should be split up. It means the chlorine molecules that should be converted into chlorine atom. Got it? Gaseous chlorine atom. The amount of energy required to dissociate 1 mole of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous atom, that energy is called it as a dissociation energy. Got the point? Here chlorine molecule is there, that should be in gaseous state. Okay, it should be split up. It means chlorine chlorine, this bond will be break down. For this breaking down of this bond, we need some energy. Okay, that energy we will call it as a dissociation energy. D means dissociation. D means dissociation. It gives 2Cl. Got the point? You have to write in gaseous state. I think you will know that. Dissociation of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous chlorine atom. It means chlorine molecule. Chlorine molecule that should be converted into chlorine atom. Here there will be a breaking of bond between the 2 chlorine atom. We need some energy to break the bond. So that's why that energy is called it as a dissociation energy. Including that, the energy required to produce an 1 chlorine atom, 1 gaseous chlorine atom could be D/2. It means here you have to observe how many chlorine atoms are there. 2 chlorine atoms. Okay, Cl, Cl. Okay, this chlorine atoms, to break this bond we have a D. No, only 1 mole of D. So that's why this energy will be divided by 2, because half for chlorine atom and half for another chlorine atom. So eventually we can write d by 2 or of d by of d, because half energy, the half dissociation energy is required for the breaking of one electron, and another half dissociation energy should be required for another electron to break the bond. Got the point? Here we are having only 1 mole of dissociation energy, so that's why we need this. We can also write like this, d by 2. Okay. Next is step 3, that is conversion of gaseous sodium atoms to the sodium ions. Here you have to know about that atom that should be converted to ions. It means it can donate an electron, or it may be it can accept an electron. We know that sodium is a what? Donating a electron. It should be in gaseous state, plus in the outermost shell of the sodium, the electronic configuration of sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. How many electrons are present in the outermost shell? 1 electron. This outermost shell of the electron, that should be removed. Okay, that should be removed. Some energy is required to remove this outermost shell of the electron. That energy is called it as a ionization energy. You have know about in your previous classes. Ionization energy means the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell. Okay, got it? Here sodium, it carries a positive charge, so that's why sodium, it donates a electron. So then in the outermost shell, how many electrons? There is only 1 electron is there, so that's why sodium carries a +1 charge. How many electrons are removed? 1 electron. Okay, the electron should be removed. That should be written in the product side. The electron should be added, that should be written in the reactant side. Got it? Here gaseous sodium atoms to the sodium ions. Okay, that should be in also in gaseous state. Okay, next we move on to the step 4, that is conversion of gaseous atoms to gaseous chlorine atoms to ions. Okay, here I am telling is chlorine is in gaseous state also. The electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Right now, here the 1 electron, it is accepted. To complete the outermost shell, for p orbital we need 6 electrons. Okay, here there is only 1 electron need a chlorine atom to complete their electronic configuration. Okay, here it accepts a 1 electron from the sodium. Okay, it gives Cl minus, and some amount of energy is released. Okay, some amount of energy is released. This reaction should be called it as a electron affinity. It means EA means electron affinity. Got it? Electron affinity means attraction of electron or accept a electron. That should be called it as a electron affinity. Here the 1 electron should be accepted, so that's why we are writing in the reactant side. Here the 1 electron should be removed, that should be written in the. Next is step 5, that is last step, combination of gaseous ion to form a solid crystal. Okay, solid crystal, that is here sodium ion and the chlorine ion combine to give a NaCl solid. I am writing here Na plus gaseous state plus chlorine in the gaseous state, it gives the NaCl. Got it? This is the how to calculate the lattice energy in the formation of NaCl. Here some energy is released to the formation of NaCl. That energy is known as a lattice energy. This is the main mechanism. Here there will be another some little bit mechanism is there. This should be steps are involved. We can also write in the one flow chart. Okay, that should be very important. You have in the examination you have to write these steps also and including that flow chart also. Okay, I am telling once again here. Bohr-Haber cycle. Bohr-Haber cycle is to determine the lattice energy of crystal. Calculation of lattice energy of NaCl by using Bohr-Haber cycle. That should be is elemental state. Here I did a mistake. We have to write a of NaCl because here 1 mole of NaCl is there. Here only Cl2 is there. There will be not a balance the equation, so that's why of Cl2 it gives 1 Cl. Okay, first step is conversion of sodium to gaseous atom. Sodium it is in the solid state, that should be converted to gaseous state. Some energy is required, that energy is called it as a sublimation energy. Step 2 is dissociation of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous chlorine atom. Here also some energy is required, that energy is called it as a dissociation energy. Step 3 is the conversion of gaseous sodium atoms to sodium ions. Here in the outermost shell one electron is removed. That energy is called it as ionization energy. Step 4 is the conversion of gaseous chlorine atoms to ions. That is, it accepts electrons, so that is called as electron affinity. Lastly is combination of gaseous ion to form a solid crystal. It means Na plus plus chlorine minus, it gives a NaCl. Some amount of energy is released for the formation of sodium chloride. That energy is called it as a lattice energy. Got it? Here enthalpy of formation, it means enthalpy of formation, it needs a sum of the energies. It means S sublimation energy plus of D dissociation energy plus ionization enthalpy plus electron affinity plus lattice energy. This is the main equation to calculate the lattice energy for other crystal lattice. Got it? Other solid crystal lattice. Delta HF means enthalpy of formation. What will be? Whatever it may be. Even they are giving NaCl for mechanisms. For these mechanisms they are given only a NaCl, and in that they gave also a problems. In that they are giving another examples. You have to do this. This is the main equation. It means enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation means to form the NaCl. It means 1 mole of chlorine and 1 mole of sodium. It gives a NaCl. Okay, that should be equal to these energies. First one is sublimation energy and second one is dissociation energy. Here I am writing of D because I already told you chlorine is in molecule state. We need, here we have only one dissociation energy, of for one chlorine atom plus of for another chlorine atom. So that's why I am returning here of D plus ionization energy. Ionization energy means it remove a electron. Electron affinity means it accepts a electron plus lattice energy. Okay, this will be the equation to calculate the lattice energy. Got it? Here there is a one flow chart I have to return. Here there is a flow chart, that is sodium metallic elemental state chlorine. It gives the NaCl. It is in solid state, that should be called it as a delta HF. It means enthalpy of formation. Here first step is sodium metal, that should be converted to sodium in gaseous atom. That energy is called it as a sublimation energy. Got it? That energy is called it as a sublimation energy. In the second step, chlorine molecule should be converted to what? Chlorine atom in the gaseous state. And in the third step, sodium gaseous state, it accepts, it donates a electron, it forms a Na plus ion. In the chlorine, it gives a electron affinity. It means it accepts a electron, then plus Na plus Cl minus, it gives NaCl. Some amount of energy is released, that is called it as a lattice energy. In the examination you have to write this also. Here sodium in the elemental state, sodium and chlorine, it gives NaCl. Sodium that should be converted to gaseous state, that energy is called it as a sublimation energy. And gaseous state, and second step is chlorine is converted to chlorine atoms. Some energy is required, that energy is called it as a dissociation energy. Sodium atoms that should be converted to sodium ion, and chlorine atom that should be converted to chlorine ion. Combined to this to give a NaCl crystal, some amount of energy is released, that energy is called it as a lattice energy. This is the calculation. In the next class I am telling the values. What are the values of how many sublimation energy is released, how many dissociation energy is required, how many enthalpy of formation we need, how many energy is released in the numerals. I will give you in the next class, and I will explain with examples, with other examples. Okay, thank you.